Okay, we go from one 80s remake to, of course, another, and that is a remake of an 80s TV show, however, this time, and that is The A-Team. Now, some of you are probably wondering about this one as well. Will it ruin, my childhood? Will, this stay loyal to the original? Well, okay, yeah, if it's cheesy, preposterous, and absolutely brimming with horrible catchphrases, but if that's the case, that's what you're looking for, then mission accomplished here. Sadly, however, I was looking for a little bit more, especially with such a talented cast here, with the likes of Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper, and UFC fighter Quentin Rampage Jackson. Now, oddly enough, it really, I don't know, I guess you could say, it has that sort of high-impact action method to it. Of course, the director of this film, Joe Carnahan, directed Smokin' Aces, which was a really fun, campy action film that was just easy to enjoy, nothing what you would call overly special. However, it just seems to, I don't know, it goes by a checklist, and it just seems to do that a little too much. Even the characters are just such cliches, and they could have done a little something more imaginative with these characters. Now, for example, the Miami Vice remake a few years back with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx, not a fantastic film by any means, but yet at the same time, they gave the characters a little more imagination, but still had that charisma that Crockett and Tubbs had back in the 80s. Now, the problem with this film is that it never really can actually take off to be something enjoyable. I mean, to me, the A-Team series is just what it is. It's a series that was cheesy, tacky, and at times just completely and utterly eye-rolling. That said, however, it was a fun, guilty pleasure to watch. I mean, if it was on right now, I'd probably, if I was like, oh, A-Team, I'd probably watch it. But see, it's not good for a big-budget Hollywood film. Now, I'm not saying here the actors don't try. They really do. Liam Neeson has fun as Hannibal, but other than that, I just really didn't enjoy too much of it. And it's not their fault. They're often saddled with bad material, bad cliches, just the whole shebang. It just doesn't seem to work. Quentin Rampage Jackson does have, in my opinion, the huge potential to be an action star. He's got the look, he's got the attitude, he's got the toughness, but yet he's just really missing it here. Now, obviously, Mr. T loyalists out there, and I know there's a lot of you, are going to balk at his role as B.A. Baracus. But other than that, it just seems like something's missing here. It doesn't have that same, effectiveness. Mr. T had that over-the-top charisma that made him special, that still makes him popular to this day, doing those World of Warcraft commercials and promoting his grill on TV, fool. But other than that, it just doesn't seem. It doesn't seem to copy anything special from his energy, his abilities to really just shine. Mr. T was not a great actor at all, really, but at the same time, you enjoyed watching him. Rampage can be an action star. I just don't think that it really works here. Now, of course, the premise. The A-Team are a bunch of escaped prisoners who are they were innocent of their crimes. They were wrongly convicted, and now they work underground. Murdoch is played very also well by Sharpton Copley, but again, he's just saddled with nothing here. Of course, you remember him from District 9. He did a fantastic performance in that film. Not a good way to follow that up. Now, I've seen much worse. Now, this is, of course, a lot of action dretch. Now, I was glad to see Gerald McRaney in this film. It's good to see him on a big screen too. But he plays a really good General Morrison, a respected old commander. And and again, there's some talented cast members all through this film. But the problem is that it just doesn't come together in the right ways. It seems like they took a cheesy, cliched whole thing of a concept and just turned it into a big long movie and tried to modernize it without really modernizing much else. It's kind of hard to explain really. It's like they modernized it, but they didn't. It's really hard to put into words, but I think you get what I'm saying. It has the cheesy cliches, but with the modern action, and quite frankly, both are just a bad mix. Now, again, I'm saying that movies like this, action films, I've been on their back a lot in the last year since I started doing this show. In my opinion, that genre is in dire need of help more than anything, more than the horror genre even. But the thing is that when you see just a good action film like The Losers, that just is just fun and unbelievably enjoyable to watch, that has fun with its cliches. This doesn't have much fun with it. They're just trying to be corny here. So the A-Team only gets 1.5 stars out of 5.